Disney's Illumination. Everyone knows exactly how bad a lot of their villains are, so why not go through each of them and rank them all on a tier list? It's not ordered or anything, just placing them where they belong truly. Anyways, enough talk, as it's time to get into the villain rankings.
You make me look bad. So I'm gonna have to let you go.
Let's be honest, the sequel to The Secret Life of Pets is utter trash, and the film has really no point in this, but the sequel does exist, and here we are. A Russian guy called Sergey decides to get a white tiger, a very rare animal that is going to work in his own circus. Snowball and a random dog help the tiger escape, which makes Sergey really pissed off that he even threatened to kill the poor animal later on by pulling out a gun, and gets run over by good old grandma in a car looking like a badass. Horrible villain, C tier. This is such an immature, annoying villain that they just couldn't help bring a better bad person instead. Scarlet gets extremely annoyed when something doesn't go according to her plan, and she absolutely hates criticism. Watch yourselves, or she might get out a bunch of rockets and blow you away. For some reason, Scarlet wants the royal crown, even though she's already loaded with cyber weapons and minions working under her, but it just isn't enough because she's extremely greedy. The minions end up betraying her in the end for getting fed up with her actions. She fails miserably by not getting the crown in the end, which then went over for Gru appearing, and he gets the crown for I don't really know why. If only we had a villain with better IQ. Really, end of story. C tier. The Grinch, a movie from 2018 by Illumination. He is the villain and the main character of the story. The poor Grinch hates Christmas. Like, really, really hates the joy of this holiday because he never actually got to experience it for himself as a kid. Now he just goes around doing what he does best, be evil and steal all the Christmas presents for himself. Though later down the line, when his heart slightly opens up to, he feels kind of sorry for the people and returns all the presents to then the people welcoming him as a friend, and they all lived happily ever after. Honestly, he should have just stayed evil because now he's a good guy. B tier. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie me, oh boy. This villain is an abomination, or the absolute worst thing Illumination has ever created. So this chick wants to be the next Easter Bunny. I have no idea what thought process is running through his tiny little mind to want that, but he plans to turn himself into a rabbit somehow through a machine. Though there is one key factor here, he is really damn annoying to follow. The people at Illumination sitting down brainstorming a villain idea to come up with this. This is the best that they can do, seriously. So after turning himself into a rabbit by growing ears, he hops into a sled with other chicks to where they fail and drop down, falling after Hop plays drums. What an ending. C tier. The Vicious Six are the main villains from the movie The Rise of Gru. They dress as like the 90s old styled characters, which is pretty unique, though throughout the whole movie, I don't think they were that intimidating one bit, until we actually reach the very end where they transform, power up with green aura, which looks badass. That's where the party begins. But out of the six, I actually like the nunchuck woman a lot. Like that part where, she started to fly up by raising her hands to the sky. Praise the Lord, boys and girls. Overall, not a bad villain, gang. I'll put them on A tier. Mr. O'Hare, the man who saved Thneedville by selling air in plastic bottles. Wow, that is epic development right there. Anyways, after the Onceler ran out of the production by cutting down every single tree, O'Hare thought of a brilliant plan to get oxygen or air by selling them in bottles, which made him so filthy rich that now he runs the entire town. Okay, but, I think the whole idea of him being a villain just doesn't really fit, but he's more like a jokester character, funny and entertaining, but really dumb in the end. He doesn't want anyone to leave Thneedville, otherwise they would find out about the trees outside and all his plans would get ruined. If only he was more of a genius to not make it so easy for characters to escape, by simply leaving town, like just a single press of a button, like what the hell. But anyways, yeah, and he even ruined his chance for forgiveness in the end, which is, I don't know what to say. Anyways, B tier. Now we have the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Vector from Despicable Me 1. He is indeed a top tier villain from Illumination. Not much to say about him other than he can get a little cringe, but he is about to die a horrible death by suffocating in space. Man, it kinda sucks to be him, but I'll put him in S tier, he truly deserves it. My boy, Jimmy Crystal, the big bad wolf from Sing 2. Now, all Jimmy wanted was a good show, and Moon the Koala said that he would definitely give him one. Though he is a liar, which Jimmy found out, and he threatens the poor guy by nearly throwing him off a building. Wow, Illuminations, that's It's kinda too much, don't you think? But in the end though, Jimmy tries to take all the credit from Moon's show and got arrested for tax evasion. Forget to pay your tax, you go to jail. I actually quite like this villain, but even though his huge ego was so over-exaggerating when he doesn't get what he wants, but still though, solid A-tier bad guy. Okay, I promise you this now though. Now we're getting to the good stuff. This here is the most intimidating, well-written, and brilliantly acted villain in all of Illumination. It's Bowser from Super Mario Movie. Giant, muscular, badass Koopa turtle who breathes fire. He wants to rule using the power of the star and take Princess Peach to be his wife. This is his ultimate plan, yet there is always a hero to stop him, and that is a plumber named Mario. Everything about Bowser captures exactly what I'd hope from a villain. He has so much riz in his voice, and he's scary, though even sometimes he's dumb as a brick. I love what they did to him in this movie. As a fan of the Mario franchise, Illumination definitely did solid work on this villain. Easy S tier. El Macho, the Mexican evil superstar, the man who has the moves when it comes to dancing, but a very odd plan of wanting to somehow rule the world by turning all the minions into savage beasts. He has absolutely no control over them, so in the end, what the hell is he even going to, accomplish once he turns every minion into beasts? Basically, my idea is nothing. His plan is trash, though he never even got to reach the point because it was stopped by a jelly gun which turned the minions back to normal. Come on, man. The Macho Man decides to turn himself into a big giant furball with tiny limbs, and he even got destroyed by getting tased and shot in the end. Also, I really hate his son. B tier. Last but not least, we got Bratz from Despicable Me 3. He's definitely an annoying brat, he sure is. Come on, it's in his name after all. So Bratz had quite a strange yet wacky childhood adventure to then stealing a diamond to power up his giant robot to destroy the city. But like any villain, it always fails miserably as he gets defeated and flies on a balloon naked, humiliating himself to the public. It's cool though how, Bratz uses music as a weapon which other Illumination's villains don't. It's a unique change which I really enjoyed, but if only Bratz would stop acting like a man-child and get serious for once. Still though, I'll put him in A tier. Well, I guess this is the end of the video, with every Illumination villain ranked in a tier list. Thank you all so much for watching all the way to the end. Let me know down below which Illumination villain you find the best. Drop a like and subscribe for more ranking and tier lists, and I'll be catching you all in the next one.